more people and talking to more people. And I don't know, but I'm also working more because I have some goals that I'm trying to reach. And it's like I find myself like we attract what we are. We attract who we are. We attract the high parts of ourselves and the low parts of ourselves, and I know that that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm attracting people who are straight up mirroring me, and they're reaching out with feelers for connections and friendships. And it's like as quickly as they start speaking, it's like those receptors. Mine are just like, I'm reading your intention and I'm reading why, and I cannot help it. And I'm so protective of my time and of my energy. It's like I want to make those connections and I want to talk to people and bridge some gaps because those relationships, our relationships, they feed off of each other. How we stimulate each other in ways that we don't even really fully understand. And the psychoanalytical part of me makes me a bit of a emotional and mental mad scientist. Like I really, really yearn to understand. Like there's just so much. There's so much that I take in, and so because I know how I am, it's like Anyway, before I even get off into that, it's the people, just kind of getting myself back on track. The people that are stimulating that thing, that it's like that's where I am in this part of the cycle, huh? Okay, that's where I am. This is where I am. I guess it's time to be more social and friendly, and then I'm remembering the little kitten that escorts me in the house is letting me know that it's time to get out of the car. Anyway. Yeah. And she'll go and stand over there. Yeah. Anyway, so I find myself just being more stingy with my time, basically. And there she goes. She's trotting across the street again. Just stingy with my time. And it's like, how can we grow? Something that I've learned over the years, and there's several mentors. Some of them knew that they were my mentors, and a lot of them didn't even know, right? I just be like, oh yeah, acting like I know what I'm talking about, and then most of the time I just come out and say I don't. But what several people have said to me, that I'm coming to understand more fully, is how we do anything is how we do everything. This lady who was a cousin of a foe, I admired her so much. I just thought so highly of her, and how she showed up when she would refer to her husband, how she would talk about her children, grandchildren. Was it grandchildren? Yeah, grandchildren. Like I just really, really appreciate her example, and I didn't necessarily consider her an enemy or anything like that. I didn't think that she. I mean, you can only befriend your enemy's enemy, or enemies. No, not enemy. Your enemy's friends and your enemy circle. Your enemy circle. So far, you're closer to the situation than you even realize, and I know what it would mean for us to become friends and what that creates. And so if I can't read your intentions and I can't see you fully, if it's gray for me, I'm sharing the parts of me this is some of what I've been nurturing into and evolving into, is how fast my cutoff game is. Because if you show me something that is unethical or immoral about yourself, I'm not even looking for it. But it's just like, if I were willing to tolerate that, then I never would have left home in the way that I did. No disrespect to any of the people that helped raise me. But if that were okay, if I could tolerate to that degree, I would still be married. I would still have a lot of frenemies around me. Like, there's so many relationships that have been shed. And for me, these are people that I actually really loved. But when I considered my friendship with them, it was like, not only did you not love me, you don't even have to love me like I love you. Like, if you had any real love for me, there's no way that this situation could be what it is. Like, what are you? Why did you even try? It's like some people, like, how children play dress up and they put on clothes and make themselves look like a businessman, what they think a businessman or woman is supposed to look like. And they can put on our shoes and on a big hat, you know what I'm saying, on your business jacket, and act like they're having coffee before work. Like, people do this is what it would look like if I was serious about this person. I guess is what they're doing. But like, for me, it's like I treat people how I want to be treated. And so the way I wanted to show up I needed my bosses to show up how I show up. Like I'm going to create a safe space for you to be yourself and to know that I can help you grow. Even if you don't care for me for whatever reasons that you have going on, like my job here, where we make money at, and where we're also sowing seeds spiritually everywhere you go, man. I like that Erykah Badu said that, the way she said it, that she got that hoe and she take it everywhere she go. I like that. Because that's technically what we're all doing, whether we realize it or not. So if you're sowing some rotten ass seeds, it is what it is. And some people would be like, well, considering everything that I've been through, it's like, how much of that did you actually earn? I don't know what I am. There are some people that go through crazy shit that haven't done anything to deserve that. To me, those are the people that are truly chosen. They're not the only ones that are chosen. Let me back up. I'm not saying that they're the only ones, but that back to back to back, wham bam, and you actually are, you live more upright than not in any path that could be given. I'm just saying anyway. But I just found myself with a bunch of they were not even connections. I guess they're kind of synonymous. They were attachments. Attachments. Why is this man walking unreasonably close to the car? Watch this. That scared me. He was so close to the car. It's like, boy, what you doing, boy? And then I'm sitting up here, and my freaking doors were not even locked. So why did I have so much to say and thought I was recording and I wasn't? It's a lot of good stuff that I put in there. A lot. Anyway, it's Teneca. Thank you for joining me on yet another on yet another Conscious Rant, where I rant and shit. I have so much to say because I be thinking so much stuff, right? Well, have you ever just really sat and thought about the sewer system internationally? Where it all goes and how it's all processed? Because there are like a lot of toilets and a lot of sinks. I don't know enough about how it all works. I don't remember seeing it on Reading Rainbow. I don't remember reading about it in depth. And that's just something that I'm so curious about. I used to be even more curious about, like how we process waste. Because there are a lot of people, and that it just seems like a lot. Anyway, okay. Thinking about shit right now, almost literally, not literally because that's nasty, but I am thinking about it like, where does it go? I remember some years ago when I was considering running a marathon, my first marathon, and in my mind, I was ready. I hadn't done any type of training. No, I hadn't even tested myself to be saying I wanted to run a marathon, but I just knew that I could because I'd never had a problem running. But at the same time, I had been years out of the gym, years out of the gym, and years like I just was not active. I was not active enough to but in my heart, I wanted to so bad. At the time, I was involved with someone that completely grounded me and was like, and I'm not even going to say everything that he said to me. But I was one of those ones that I would circle the parking lot at Walmart for 10, 15 minutes sometimes, just trying to get the closest spot, right? So it was like, and you think you want to try, not even a half marathon, a full marathon. Like, well, I'd rather have tried than to have never tried in my life. You know what I mean? So on one hand, it's like, I was so annoyed at how easily he just stepped on my desire to even try to attempt anything like that. And then on the flip side of that, I appreciated he was just grounded. And even if he wasn't just adamantly trying to like all the other cycles of just trying to show me that I wasn't shit, just show me that I couldn't do it, that he legit, he really, maybe that's one of the times that he really was just trying to help. Nope. Okay. You guys don't know how many videos that I've had to delete. I don't have the space on my phone. I need to get another phone. It's just time. But like, I anticipated that. There's a whole new cycle. It's a whole new job. It's a whole new car. It's a whole new living space. It's going to be a whole new phone. I met this couple tonight who said that they met on Bumble. And I thought that Bumble was like for just like friendship interactions. It wasn't like a dating site. I didn't know that it evolved to that since 2019, since 2020. Let me say that. I didn't know that it evolved since 2020, but apparently, and a lot of time has passed. But apparently, like, people go on to Bumble and they meet and they're making these love connections. And so they come in, and her wedding gown was so beautiful, and it was so simple. It was so simple, like not a lot of lace and detail stitching. Anyway, So, and so I was just congratulating them and was just like, wow, like that's where you guys met at. I was like, I've never had like an online dating profile. And I'm just so like, not, what is the word? I'm just not, I have never tried, and I don't want to condemn or criticize the people who get out there. You know, if that's the means in which you choose to meet someone and to make that love connection and to put yourself out there to be available. Because quite often, like I've talked to like my sisters, of course, and the closest of close friends that I do have, about how women like myself and other women, and not just women, but people, we can get into a cycle of going to work and coming home and going to work and coming home and just not really being social. So my social presence is just like, like I don't go anywhere. And I would never date someone that I live very closely to, and I would never date and have never dated someone who I work with. And so it's like, then where could your potential mate possibly meet you? And so this is where those sites, they make sense to me. And I remember the very first time I met people who were professionals. I worked in this hospital, right? And everyone was so attractive, like, oh my God. But that's because they were all getting like the fellow residents discounted cosmetic surgeries, and so they were already just genuinely attractive. But then they had like enhancements to make them look even more attractive. But anyway, why was I telling you guys about that? Oh yeah. And so the doctors, I heard a couple of them, they said, no, you are a physician. You are a physician, and you're talking to these nurses about being on like dating sites. And I was just like, why? Like, you're more than qualified. Hold on. Like, you have your life is stable. Your life is stable, and you have like, you have a great personality, you're attractive, so you're aesthetically pleasing. Like, why are you on these dating sites? What exactly, like, why? And it was like, well, it's not like people go on there because they're desperate or because they can't meet anyone. Like they're not good enough to meet anyone. It really is about time. And I'm always at work, and I don't really, I don't go out to clubs. And I was like, well, I don't either. But I also wasn't focused on dating. So I didn't see how everybody kind of fits in that. If you fit the mold, if you are like them or me, in that you don't go out to clubs and bars, you're not socially active, you're not out there, you know what I mean? Like, and then since 2019, 2020, I don't even go to the store to purchase. Like, I don't go to Walmart, I'm going to order it online. I'm one of those, okay? And then sometimes I just feel like going, and so then I will go. But anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I get it all the ways that it makes sense, but it's just something in me that I was holding out hope. I'm saying was like, I have a profile, and I still don't, but I'm like, I'm holding out hope that, the man is for me, my mate, he is going to see me out in public, and he's not going to let the opportunity slip away to introduce himself and to give me his number and to make the connection. And I mean, what he would have to muster in himself to get the courage to even talk to me. Like, those are little investments that people make, that we make in ourselves and in a connection, that I'm going to risk the potential for you to reject me. I'm going to resist falling on my face when you tell me that even though you don't have a ring, you have a boyfriend. You know what I mean? I'm going to risk that because I'm drawn to you physically enough, or your energy, is drawing me in. But it's so important to me to know that person who is interested in me, that's one step. And I feel like we kind of rob ourselves of that, having just an organic attraction and connection. Anyway, that part of us is still very primal, in that the initial interaction will be on the physical aesthetics, of course, or or energetic, intellectual, whatever it is that attracts you to a person. You know what I mean? Seeing people on these scooters, it just gets me. You're on a scooter at 12:24 in the morning. Look at you. No reflective gear on. That just scares me. Ooh, guys, have you seen the movie City of Angels? It's like, it came out like in the, I want to say, the late 90s, early 2000s. It talks about the angels and how they're everywhere. I love the movie. Here comes the scooter. You guys, I just once again recorded so much, and none of it was being actually recorded. Not even, anyway. Oh my God. Are we in a retrograde? Let me check that out. Okay, so I guess we are like in the Saturn retrograde or something. It's worth you reading about if you don't know what I'm talking about. It affects the things that you talk about and how you talk about them. I get a lot of throat chakra. Like, my words are not exactly matching, not fully matching what I'm trying to convey, what I want to come out. I was talking about, I'm getting angry because I mean, all of it comes from me. I don't have to share it all with you. But it's like that I said it and put it out there. Maybe I wasn't saying it for you. Maybe I was saying it for the other beings that are not supposed to just be sitting around watching. But anyway, I was talking about the City of Angels and the different aspects of the movie, and how the angels were basically educating people about the angels. And I've never cross-referenced City of Angels to see if what was formerly written in the Apocrypha and other religious books, historical books, that talk about the angels and their abilities and their limitations and the rules that they live by as they coexist with us. Like in the movie, it appeared that they could be everywhere. They could be anywhere. And they were silent. They never allowed themselves to be seen. I think that's like one of the rules. I don't know who made the rules, who set the rules, but that is a very big cat. What kind of cat are you? Anyway, they didn't allow themselves to be seen, and it's suggested that they didn't have feelings, and they were not permitted to intervene and to interfere in the lives of the humans here on the planet. And in this movie, Nicolas Cage plays an angel, and he is observing Meg Ryan. I believe it's Meg Ryan. He is observing her as a surgeon in this hospital, and she loses this patient, this child, and she is just, man, the passion and the scene was so dramatic and intense with emotion when she lost this child, and Nicolas Cage saw her weeping in the stairwell, and I mean, long story short, it's been forever since I've grounded, and I feel it. Do you ground? Do you ground? If you remember on the original Mad Max, I don't know if it was Thunderdome at that point, when they were like, Walker, Walker, Walker. Because they had foretold of his return, of him coming back.
Captain Walker hollered, "Wait, one of us will come." Wait, one of us will come. And somebody did come.
They knew that he was coming. It's kind of how we see each other here. Somewhere people are saying, Teneca, Teneca. Not that I'm going to come back and race anyone in a car with, spikes for spokes on my moped that I'm racing through the desert. A desert of illusion. But I have foresight from the God. Okay, I'm done.